You say you want success. You dream about it, talk about it, even pray for it. But let me ask you, when was the last time you moved? When was the last time you pushed yourself past that comfort zone, past that fear, past that doubt? See, nothing changes if nothing moves. Nothing happens until you take that first step. You can sit there waiting for the perfect moment, but I'll tell you right now, there is no perfect moment. Some of you are waiting for motivation. You think one morning you'll wake up and everything will suddenly feel right. But motivation is unreliable. It's like the wind. It comes and it goes. Discipline, that's what you need. Discipline forces you to act when you don't feel like it. You want to write that book? Start typing. You want to get in shape? Get up and move. You want to start that business? Stop making excuses and take the first step. It's not about being the best. It's about being consistent. The greats didn't become great because they were born different. No, they worked when others rested. They studied when others were partying. They sacrificed when others made excuses. And let me tell you something. Everybody has fear. Fear of failing, fear of looking foolish, fear of the unknown. But the people who succeed, they move anyway. They act despite the fear. Because fear is a liar. Fear will paralyze you if you let it. So today, right now, I challenge you. Force yourself to take action. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because if you wait for the right time, you'll be waiting forever. Push yourself. Move, take the step, and watch how your life begins to change. It's time. Go. You say you want to achieve something big, but you're waiting. Waiting for the right time, the right feeling, the right opportunity. But here's the truth. Waiting is the enemy of progress. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who sit back, hoping for the stars to align. They are the ones who step out, take risks, and move forward, even when the conditions aren't perfect. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or intelligence. They fail because they never start. They overthink, doubt themselves, and let time slip through their fingers. Every great achievement in history came from someone who decided to take action, even when they weren't sure. The Wright brothers didn't have a perfect plan for flying. They failed, they crashed, they made mistakes, but they kept moving. If they had waited for the perfect conditions, we wouldn't have airplanes today. The truth is, there is no perfect moment. No magical sign will appear telling you it's time to begin. You have to create your own moment. You have to decide that today, right now, is the right time. Because every day you wait is a day you'll never get back. You're not stuck because you lack opportunities. You're stuck because you're afraid to take action with the opportunities in front of you. Some people wait for motivation. They think that one day they'll wake up full of energy and inspiration, ready to chase their dreams. But motivation is temporary. It fades. It's unreliable. You can't build your future on something that comes and goes. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Successful people don't wait to feel ready. They move forward even when they're uncertain, even when they're scared, even when they don't have all the answers. Taking action doesn't mean you won't make mistakes. In fact, you will make mistakes. But mistakes are not failures. They are lessons. Every step you take, even the wrong ones, will teach you something valuable. The only real failure is standing still. If you want to grow, if you want to reach new levels, you have to be willing to move, to make decisions, and to adjust along the way. Think about all the time you've spent waiting. What if, instead of hesitating, you had taken action months ago? Where would you be now? How much closer would you be to your goals? The past is gone, but today is still in your hands. Right now, you have a choice. You can keep waiting, keep doubting, keep making excuses, or you can take action. The world doesn't reward those who hesitate. It rewards those who do, those who take risks, those who step forward even when they're scared. So stop waiting, start moving, because the life you want is on the other side of action. People wait for motivation like it's some kind of magic force that will suddenly make everything easy. They think one day they'll wake up, feel inspired, and finally do the work. But what happens when that feeling doesn't come? What happens when the excitement fades, when the energy runs out, when life gets hard? That's where most people stop. They give up because they were depending on motivation to carry them through. But motivation is unreliable. It's like a spark. It burns bright for a moment, then disappears. The people who succeed in life don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's showing up every day, no matter how tired, uninspired, or discouraged you are. It's pushing through resistance, ignoring distractions, and staying committed even when things don't go your way. Discipline is what separates winners from dreamers. Look at the greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the most talented artists. Do you think they wake up every morning feeling excited and ready to work? No. There are days when they're exhausted, days when they doubt themselves, days when they don't feel like doing anything at all. But they do it anyway, because they understand that success is not about feelings, it's about consistency. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the discipline to work, to improve, to show up day after day, that talent will go to waste. Hard work beats talent when talent refuses to work hard. The greatest minds in history didn't achieve greatness because they always felt inspired. They achieved it because they had the discipline to push forward even when they didn't feel like it. The problem with relying on motivation is that it makes you inconsistent. One day you're on fire, full of energy, ready to take on the world. The next day you don't feel like it, so you don't do anything. And slowly you fall back into old habits. Discipline eliminates inconsistency. It builds momentum. When you train yourself to act regardless of how you feel, you become unstoppable. Discipline is about making a choice every single day. A choice to get up early and work even when you'd rather sleep. A choice to focus even when distractions are everywhere. A choice to keep going even when results don't come immediately. Most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they aren't consistent. They give up too soon. They wait to feel inspired instead of training themselves to take action. If you only work when you feel like it, you'll never get far. But if you commit to discipline, if you train yourself to show up, to do the work, to push through no matter what, there is nothing you can't achieve. Motivation might start the journey, but discipline is what gets you to the finish line. Fear whispers in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, that you'll fail, that you don't have what it takes. It convinces you to hesitate, to second-guess yourself, to play it safe. Fear is a master manipulator, making you believe in limitations that aren't real. It creates excuses, builds imaginary walls, and stops you before you even start. But here's the truth. Fear is a liar. Every time you let fear control you, you give up a piece of your potential. You miss out on opportunities, relationships, and experiences that could change your life. You stay stuck in the same place, watching others move forward while you remain trapped by thoughts of what if. But fear only has power if you listen to it. The moment you decide to act in spite of it, you take away its control. Most of the things people fear never actually happen. They worry about failure, embarrassment, rejection, things that exist only in their minds. But even if those things did happen, so what? If you fail, you learn. If people judge you, their opinions don't define you. If you struggle, you grow. Fear magnifies problems that are smaller than they seem, and when you face them, you realize they were never as big as you thought. Think about the moments in your life when fear held you back. The times you wanted to speak up but stayed silent. The times you wanted to take a chance but hesitated. How many opportunities have you lost because you let fear make the decision for you? The uncomfortable truth is that fear isn't the thing stopping you. It's your willingness to believe it. Fear will always be there. It doesn't go away. But successful people don't let it dictate their actions. They feel fear, acknowledge it, and move forward anyway. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting despite fear. Every great leader, entrepreneur, and artist has felt fear. The difference is that they refuse to let it stop them. They chose to trust in their ability to figure things out along the way. The only way to overcome fear is through action. The more you do what scares you, the weaker fear becomes. The first time you step out of your comfort zone, it's terrifying. The second time, it's uncomfortable. The third time, it starts to feel normal. Fear loses its grip when you face it repeatedly. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build by proving to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. Imagine what your life would look like if fear didn't control you. What could you achieve? Who could you become? Fear is a liar, but you don't have to believe it. You have a choice. Let fear keep you in the same place, or step forward and take control of your future. The life you want is on the other side of fear, and the only way to reach it is to stop listening to the lies and start moving forward. Success is not built on talent alone. It's not about luck, intelligence, or even having the right connections. It's built on consistency, the ability to show up, put in the work, and keep going no matter what. The people who achieve greatness in life are not always the most gifted, but they are always the most committed. They understand that progress is not made in a single leap, but in the small, repeated efforts every single day. Most people start with excitement. They begin a new goal, a new dream, a new challenge, and for a while they give it everything they have. But then life happens. The motivation fades, distractions creep in, and obstacles appear. And instead of pushing through, they stop. They tell themselves they'll get back to it tomorrow, next week, next year. But greatness doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It rewards those who stay the course, who show up even when they don't feel like it, who push forward even when progress is slow. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple: consistency. The athlete who trains every day, even when tired. The writer who puts words on paper even when uninspired. The entrepreneur who keeps building even when the results aren't immediate. These are the people who win, because while others quit when things get tough, they keep going. And over time, their small efforts compound into something extraordinary. Consistency is what turns effort into mastery. Realizing that true achievement takes time. They start working out but quit when they don't see instant changes. They launch a business but give up after the first failure. They try something new but walk away when it gets difficult. But the ones who stay consistent, the ones who trust the process, are the ones who eventually break through. Think about a stone cutter. He strikes the rock over and over, and for a long time nothing happens, no cracks, no signs of progress. But he keeps hitting it again and again, and then one day, on the 100th strike, the rock splits open. But it wasn't the final strike that did it, it was all the ones before it. Success works the same way. Every effort counts, even when it feels like nothing is happening. If you commit to consistency, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Your future is built in the small daily actions you take. The question is, will you stay committed long enough to see the results? Because in the end, greatness doesn't belong to the most talented. It belongs to those who refuse to quit.